Hi everybody, it's Tina Trevino for Latin Biz Today, and I'm here this morning with Michelle Martinez Reyes. She is Chief Marketing Officer for Greenspoon Marder. It's a law firm based in Florida, and she actually just flew in and came straight here to see us, so I appreciate her time and coming to give us a few minutes before she goes back on her busy agenda for the day. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Greenspoon Marder is a law firm with over 240 attorneys located across 26 locations throughout the U.S. is what I see here. So
That's
unless
correct.
they've added anything on today, they're ranked amongst American Lawyers AmLaw 200 as one of the top law firms in the U.S. since 2015 and also on the NLJ 500. So that's pretty great accreditation as well. Tell me a little bit more about the company and your role there.
Okay. So Greenspoon Marder was founded in 1981, and we started with our two owners, Jerry Greenspoon and Michael Marder. And we actually started in Miami and started to grow roots in South Florida, and now our headquarters are in Fort Lauderdale. We have 11 offices across Florida. Our first office outside of Florida was in New York, right here. So we've been in New York now for almost 4 years, and then we've expanded from there on across the United States, so we have 26. We originally started primarily in litigation, real estate litigation, timeshare, and have now grown to be full service. So we're very excited about that, and every day, brings a new adventure. You're probably right. I don't know. Tomorrow will be 26.
I don't know. I mean, I did some homework before, our interview, and I'm really amazed because the numbers speak volumes, honestly. It says that in 2016 there were 7 new locations added on with 59 new attorneys. In 2017, 5 more locations and 39 attorneys. And 2018, 4 new offices and 52 attorneys. And that's all during your time span there. So even the numbers in revenue go from 1 million at the beginning of that to today, it looks like 152.5 million, which is a 40% increase. So you're doing something right, apparently. So tell me, what you think you've brought to the table in that time frame since you've been there.
Well, I mean, it's been exciting times. When I started with the firm in 2016, it was the first time we went outside of our home state, which was Florida. Now we have a lot of what we call home states because we feel like all our states are important to us. It's been a whirlwind in the sense of trying to build a true national brand with local roots at all those markets, trying to really show people what it really means culturally and from a business perspective, trying to create a presence not just in Florida and in our home region, but in all those new markets, which has been, it's always a challenge because there's so much competition. But at the same time, we're a very different firm, and we like to showcase what's different about us. And we're just not a typical cookie cutter. A lot of big firms have a certain profitability model and a certain lockstep system for their lawyers and their staff. And we like to think of being very progressive and leaders in the field in terms of changing the way that the business of the law is done in order to create more opportunities for our clients and more opportunities for the professionals in the field. So
that's what I was going to say. I think in having so many locations and so many attorneys, you have to create some kind of a culture or a vibe. And I'm not sure what that is. Like, is there a way to kind of speak to what it is you try to impart to the people who you bring on and what you want them to show the people who they're trying to bring in as accounts? Like, what's your company vibe? What is that?
I mean, that's hard to put in words, like you said. But I mean, I think for the most part, we're very family-centric, which is very atypical for big firms.
Yeah.
Because you start to get really what they call corporate, and you start to lose a little bit of that identity that you have originally. So my two owners are Jewish, and they're white men, and we're very proud to say that we still have a lot of that, and we love it, but we're 70% women firm-wide right now, which is fantastic.
That's
and
amazing.
They love that.
That's wild. That's amazing.
Yeah, and almost 30% Latin plus. So what I mean by Latin plus is all the different flavors of what it means to be Latin.
There are a lot, for sure.
Yes, there are. And it's funny because recently I Googled the difference between being Hispanic and Latin, and I got into this whole dissertation about it.
It's a whole thing, I know. I'm still not quite sure. So.
Yeah. So let's stick with the word Latin, I suppose. And so we're very proud of that. We have a strong showing in a lot of other areas. So we're trying to grow our Asian presence in terms of the people that we bring to the talent of the firm. LGBT is also a huge part of who we are. Our chief diversity officer is Latina. She's Puerto Rican. She's female. She's also a woman married to a woman. She's a lesbian. So we think that that's very unique, especially in legal, which is very traditional. Our firm deputy managing partner is also a young woman. She's in her 40s, and she helps the owners run the firm. And so we have a very diverse leadership and management group that we're very proud of.
I think that's cool because I think no matter what business you're in, whether it's fashion, which I'm in here, and you're in law, whatever it is, like the people who you call on as your clients want to identify with you, right?
100%.
So I think it's really important, especially in a business like law, where it can be intimidating for somebody to reach out for help from a lawyer and feel comfortable telling them their situation or what they're in and how they need to be helped. So
yeah, absolutely. And whether our clients are consumers, whether we're doing areas that are to the consumer or to other businesses, our clientele has changed so much throughout the year. So like you say, people want to see people like themselves as part of the business, whether you're white, black, female, fill in the blank. It's always easier and more comfortable to identify with who you're doing business with. And I think culturally, even linguistically, we have a lot of clients that speak Spanish and speak other languages, and they want to connect with people that are like them.
There's a lot of people who aren't comfortable fully with English language entirely, so having somebody else who can kind of fill in the blanks so they don't know the right word.